Hello my friends, thanks for stopping by. Hope you all are having a great day. Today for the Healthy Zone, I am going to show you what I consider to be a Healthy Zone cheat meal. So this is something I would make on a weekend night. On Friday nights, Louie likes to have a little cheat meal, and we get a little more relaxed on the weekend, but we don't blow it. But I do believe that if you deprive yourself of the things you love, you will never live a healthy lifestyle, because you will constantly sabotage yourself by binging on those foods that you love because you have withheld them from yourself, which I don't think is healthy. You'll notice that when I cook, I don't really cut out any one food group for diet reason. If I don't like something, I don't eat it. I don't like seafood, I don't eat it. Lou does not like beets. I don't make him beets. I love beets. I eat beets. That kind of thing. Alright, so today I'm going to do what I call, it's a spin-off of a Cuban turkey, like a Cuban sandwich, but it's going to be made with turkey breast. This is an organic turkey breast that I get from my store. It's a pound. When you use turkey breast, there's hardly any fat in, so it always makes a dry burger. So you have to kind of add some moisture back into that, and you can do that with sauteed vegetables. So I'm using sauteed shallots, and that's about 2 large shallots that I just sauteed in a tiny bit of avocado oil. And then I have roasted garlic, which is the clove. You just take a roasted garlic, you cut the top off, you put it in a piece of aluminum foil on a oven-safe plate, and then you pour a little olive oil over the top, a little salt and pepper, and let it roast for about 40 minutes, and then when it's cooled down, you just squeeze all the cloves out and you get roasted garlic. And I like this versus throwing raw garlic into this, because then it overpowers it. This gives it a really nice smokiness to it. And then after I'm done mixing all this up for you, I will show you of the other ingredients you will need for this burger, okay? So I take the scallions, and they're cooled off, and I'm just going to dice them up. You can do this before you cook. I don't. I just leave them sliced, I just take the whole shallot, hold it down, and slice it so it's it's just one circle, and then I just saute it, but then I will mince it. You know, I just like to do it that way. If you want to do it another way, you go right ahead, because it is your Healthy Zone burger after all. Okay, and then I'm just going to take the garlic cloves and do the same thing. I'm just going to mince them very fine, because you want to make sure they're really fine so that you'll get a little roasted garlic and shallot in every little bite. That's important to me. Flavor, flavor, flavor. You have to have flavor. So I'm going to then I'll just put them together, and I will give them another mince. The garlic will of course stay bigger than the mince will be a little larger, unless you want to sit here for a while and really mince it up. I don't bother. I just mix them all together, and you're good to go. I like to say that. You're good to go. Okay, so now I'm just going to take all of that, put it in with the turkey. Okay, oops. Put it in with the turkey. I'm going to move this one over. Now I'm going to bring the turkey over here. I did bring my paper towels today so that I can wipe my hands. So now I'm not going to add salt to this, because there is a little bit of salt in this. Now I use this, it's called Let There Be Flavor, and it's by Flavor God. You can only get this online. You can't buy these in the store that I'm aware of. And these are handmade, fresh. He makes them up to order. And this one has onion, garlic, sea salt, chipotle, chili pepper powder, cumin, coriander, black pepper, basil leaves, cayenne pepper, and parsley flakes. It's very, very good. So I'm just going to take I just eyeball it really. It's about a teaspoon, and put it in there. It's not spicy hot. It just gives you a little bit of that southwestern, which kind of goes against the Cuban theme, as does adding the roasted garlic and the shallots. But like I said, this is my spin, okay? So then I'm just going to take some pepper and grind it up in there. And I just use my hands to blend stuff. So I'm just going to take my hand, I washed them before I started, and I'm just going to blend all of this together and really squeeze the mix to get the onions and the garlic throughout the turkey. Can you see? Can you see how I go crazy on the turkey? But just make sure you really mix it well. It smells fabulous already. It really does. And I always put mats under because if turkey falls on the counter, I don't want that. Although I do sanitize after I do anything on my counters. Okay, so I'm just going to really knead the shallots and the garlic into the turkey. Okay, so now we are all set with that, and that is all you have to do. Okay, so now I'm going to shape the burgers. Now you can make 2 burgers out of this, or you can make 4 burgers, depending how big you want your burgers. For this sandwich, I think you should err on the side of a smaller burger. So I'm probably going to make 3 burgers out of this, okay? So I'm just going to move my bowl here, put my meat, what do you call these? Placemats, I don't know, cutting boards. Okay, I'm going to take a handful. I'm going to try to make them even. So I'm going to start out making 3 even balls, and then I'm just going to take a little bit off of that. And so now I have them pretty much even. If you want to be precise, you can do a scale. Alright, so now I'm just going to make it into a ball. You could wet your hands you want and they won't stick as much, but I find that once you really get it all worked in there, it doesn't stick that much anymore. Okay, so that pretty much will make a decent sized burger. Then I'm going to flatten it down, okay? And I'm going to make sure the sides stay intact. I don't want them splitting open. And the burger is going to shrink down, so I'm going to actually make it a little larger than the roll because it will shrink down a little bit. So we're going to really press it, form a nice little patty here. Okay, so I'm going to take some more. I'm going to get all that garlic out of there. The garlic really adds a beautiful flavor to this. When I first started making turkey burgers, Lou was not a fan. And then I decided, okay, for him to eat turkey burgers, I have to really doctor these things up. So I had to find a way to add the moisture back, and I feel that putting sauteed veggies in it really do add moisture back into the turkey. Of course you can use ground turkey that has the dark meat in it if you like. I don't care for the flavor of a burger made with the dark meat. I don't even like dark meat of chicken, anything like that. I don't really, you're probably all confused, I don't really eat meat on a regular basis. If I'm going to eat meat, it is going to be organic, grass-fed. It is going to be the leanest of chicken and the leanest of turkey. I probably consume meat, chicken, turkey, at the most, maybe twice a month. Okay, so now I have all of my patties, 3 of them, ready to go. I'm going to put these on a paper plate. Here's another thing I do. I prepare everything in advance that I can, because when I do that, when Louis comes home, we can sit and chat about our day then before I don't have to stand here and be preparing dinner. I will do everything before he comes home. And if you can't do it because of your work schedule, you know, preparing things in advance, a day in advance, is okay too, as long as you keep them covered and away from other food. So I'm going to put these on a plate, cover them with plastic, and leave them in the refrigerator. And then I will come back and show you some other ingredients you're going to need. And then after I have cooked the turkey burgers, which you just do on the stove on a grill pan, so I'm not going to record that part. After I cook it, I'll then show you how to put it together, but then we are going to either, you can do this in a pan, or I have a panini maker. We're going to do a little twist on it, okay? So I will be back, my friends. Hello, my friends. I've come back to show you what else you'll need for this burger. I want to start out by saying that if you choose to use ground pork or ground beef, I'm sure it would make this burger taste just fabulous. Just make sure that you use lean cuts of meat. So make sure it's lean ground beef or lean pork. And then add your shallots and your roasted garlics into it just to give it some more flavor. Because it's leaner, you want to add some more juice into there, okay? So I also will need rolls for this. Now, we eat only whole wheat. My grocery store does have a bulk food section. There is a white roll in here because I didn't see the whole wheat, and I had already put it in my bag, and then I went over and I asked the lady, and she said, yes, we have them, and I did not want to throw the roll back into the bulk section, so I have an extra roll there. You will need 4 slices, or depending on how many burgers you're making, you need 2 slices per burger, but you buy low-fat Swiss cheese, have them slice it ultra thin, and I got 4 pieces. You will also need, you can use a smoked ham or a slow-cooked ham. I got the slow-cooked uncured ham because unfortunately my grocery store does not sell a ham that has no nitrates in it that they shave fresh for me, so I have to buy the package, and I always use the Applegate Naturals. It has no nitrates in it. That's very important for Lou and I. We do not eat nitrates, added nitrates into the food, just the natural ones that occur. This is also gluten and casein-free, no antibiotics used, and humanely raised, okay? So you will need a couple slices of that also. Depending on how many burgers you're making, that will tell you what you need. You will need some Dijon mustard, and it's very important that it's Dijon. Yellow will change the flavor. You will need a little bit of mayo. You can use canola mayo, whatever mayo you like. I use the Hellmann's light mayo. It's made with 100% cage-free eggs. Anyway, it's not something we consume on a regular basis, but you do need a little bit of mayonnaise for this. And if I could find tiny little jars of real 100% mayo, I would buy that over this, but they don't sell them, so I have to buy that one. You will also need some dill pickles. And I'm going to go ahead and get the dill pickle out of here. And yes, I reached in with my hands, because somebody will say something about that. And you're going to slice the dill pickle really thin, because you're going to add dill pickle to this. I like to cut them on the length instead of short and squatty. I just think they stay on the burger better. So I'm going to thin slice this whole pickle, and that will be enough for the burger. See, this is why I didn't add any extra salt, because there's enough sodium in this pickle to kill a horse, probably. Let me see how much sodium is in this. 290 milligrams. So since we'll probably only be eating half of it each, it'll be okay. So I'm just going to continue to slice this, and I'll be back when it's time to cook the burgers. Or actually, I'm going to cook the burgers, and then I'm going to assemble them and show them to you cooking on the grill. Okay? The panini maker. Okay, I'll be back. All right, my friends, we're back, and I am ready to assemble the burger. So what you're going to do, and I highly recommend you use the Reynolds Wrap non-stick side. You're going to put your whole wheat roll, or whatever you're using as your roll, down first. On it, you're going to put your 2 pieces of thin sliced, low-fat Swiss cheese, and you're going to put a piece on each part of the roll, okay? Then you're going to take a piece of ham, and you are going to just, let's take a full piece here. I'm just going to split it down the center. You can cut it. I'm just going to do it this way. We're going to place that on each side of the roll, okay? Now we're going to take our pickles and just place them on one side of the roll. And you put as much pickle as you like, okay? Then we're going to take our mayonnaise, and we are going to take just a little bit of mayo, and we're going to rub it on one side of the ham or roll, okay? Now I'm going to wipe that knife off, and I'm going to go into my Dijon mustard, which I'm getting very low on, and I'm just going to blend it in with the mayonnaise. Now I'm going to put a little extra mustard because Louie and I both like mustard a lot. I always put less mayonnaise and more mustard because, for one, mustard has no calories and mayonnaise of course does. So there we go. Now I'm going to take my burger, which I have right over here, which is all cooked up, and I just cooked it on a grill pan, and I'm going to place it there, and then I'm going to just take it and I'm going to place it in the center of the foil, and I am going to fold that over, and as I do it I'm going to kind of tighten up on it so I really put the roll, the burger, and the cheese all together, and then I'm just going to fold it over, and I'm just going to take the edges and fold them in. Now, if you don't have a grill pan, just use a flat fry pan and then put a heavy pan over the top, because what you want to do, can you see this? Yes. Okay, so now I'm going to put both of them there, and I'm just going to let them stay in my panini maker so that all the cheeses melt and get all gooey, okay? So when those are done, I'm going to come back and show you. We're back. I've taken the sandwich off of the panini. Now carefully open it up because it's very, very hot. And you should be able to just open it up, slide it over to your plate, and then you want to just cut it in half. You can wait till it cools down a little bit to cut it in half. It'll be easier for you, but I'm not going to wait for video's purpose. And then I'm just going to place it on the plate like that. So there you have it. You have a beautiful Cuban style with a little twist on it sandwich. You have some sliced tomatoes just for a little extra something something. And then I made us some sweet potato fries. And the way I make sweet potato fries is I cut them into a shoestring shape. Then I soak them all day in cold water in the refrigerator. And then I dry them off, put a little cornstarch on them, and bake them at 450 for about 30 minutes, and they actually come out pretty crispy. So I hope you will try this beautiful, beautiful sandwich. The cheese is all gooey, there's beautiful shallots, and what else did we put in there? Roasted garlic, and then the pickle. It just bursts full of flavor in your mouth. So I hope you have enjoyed this Healthy Zone cheat meal, and I will be back with you next week. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget, subscribe. We're anti-aging here, eating healthy. Go out in the world, be happy, healthy, beautiful, and most of all, my friends, lovable. I love you all. Bisous.